Welcome to Adeliz, the Cinder win. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, we're going to keep on this one. So if we do keep on this, we're looking at 2-3 drops as our beater creatures, and then Naru. We're able to dig a little bit deeper with Serum Visions to hopefully hit a land chart of cores. You know, if we had like a couple one-drop wizards, let's go in mulligan. You know, if we had, I want to get a little bit better. Yeah, I like this hand a little bit better. We have Soul Scar Mage. I'd like to have a few more creatures, but Lightning Bolt and Temple of Epiphany we'll keep on this one. And then Naru. Let's go put Naru on the bottom for right now. We don't really have a ton of enter the battlefield creatures. Let's go and lead off with Temple of Epiphany. Get that Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. All right, young Pyromancer. Yes, go on top. All right, anything else? We're going to go and pass turn our opponent. We're playing Adeliz, the Cinder win. And I may be saying that wrong. In fact, I was really tempted just to call, I think... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a woman, so I've been really tempted to call her just Adele, because I always get names wrong. So if I call her Adele, then that is why. So we're playing Adele, the Cinder win. Flying in haste whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell. Wizards you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Pretty fun. It's kind of basically like a Delver deck almost. I've had a lot of fun playing this deck. It's going to get down mountain. It's going to go for Young Pyromancer. There's just a lot of times where you don't really have... It's just like one of those decks. It's not super overpowered, but the gameplay is really rewarding. You know, you end up with a really rich gameplay experience, which is always a lot of fun to get that going. Playing against the Knight of Windgrace, Vigilance, 3-mana activation. Create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. Then for 1 black mana, tap X, untap knights you control. Destroy target creature with power X or less. So we get some Knights versus Wizards. Always love kind of flavor matchups like this one, especially when they're within the same set with Dominaria. So hopefully it's a good match. All right, drawn to mountain. Let's go and get down Polluted Delta, and let's go and get Adele down. We're gonna go and tap out on Polluted Delta. Let's go and grab Volcanic Island. Let's go and tap out. That's gonna be red, blue, and then 1 colorless. And let's go and push in for 4, and then knock our opponent down to 24, and then we'll go and kick the turn over to them. Now, one of the big things that you definitely want to do for this deck is get a lot of, just kind of really swarm the board. Obviously, you want to have a lot of wizards on the battlefield to really take advantage of something like a Lightning Bolt or something like that. But getting down something like Young Pyromancer, where as long as you're still getting extra value off of your instant or sorcery spells, is really going to help you kind of push the game into your favor. You know, there's going to be a lot of times where you just end up with this really, really crazy board state. Ooh, drawn to Frantic Search. Okay, let's do this. Let's go and get down Cascade Bluffs. And let's go and go for Soul Scar Mage. Yeah, I like that. We're going to get down. We could end up going for Frantic Search, but I think what we want to do is we're going to have 3 creatures on the battlefield. Hopefully, we can kind of end up with some pretty good stuff next turn. Let's go and push in with Young Pyromancer and Adele. It's going to knock them down to 20. And that's also another thing that you're doing, is really kind of going for chip shot damage. You're going to be getting a lot of small incremental damage early on until you end up with this board state that is just really hard to deal with. So let's go and swing in for 4, knock him down to 20. That will be 4 total commander damage, and then we'll go and pass turn to our opponent. But yeah, you can see we got down Soul Scar Mage. One of the things that you definitely want to do with this particular deck is just really kind of swarm the board with creatures. And then when you have stuff like Frantic Search, you know, we could have gone for it this past turn to kind of see if we wanted to draw into something else. But with Soul Scar Mage only getting down that turn, it didn't have haste. You want to make it to where we can get as much value, get that prowess kind of going for the rest of our wizards, and end up with a really big Soul Scar Mage. Sorry about that. Had a small hiccup. But now, if a source you control will deal non-combat damage to a creature, put that many -1 counters on that creature instead. So if there's something that we want to do with Lightning Bolt will not take care of our opponent's commander. But if they do end up getting their commander down and go for that Lightning Grief Shift onto it, what we can do is go for that Lightning Bolt, and that'll put those -1 counters on there. And it also allows us to, you know, basically kind of chump with an elemental token. So I think I kind of like going for that play. It would be nice to kind of hold it up and go for that, but... if we wanted to use it for next turn, but we're going to go for the Lightning Bolt. All right, and our opponent did get the, they do have the +1/+1 from the Knight Exemplar on the other side of the battlefield. And since they didn't go for the shift onto their commander, we're going to go and hold up Lightning Bolt on this one. All right. Drawn to Magma Jet. Let's go and get Mountain down. Let's go and go for Frantic Search on this one. Yeah, I think I like this. Let's go and go for Frantic Search. Let's go Mountain. Let's go and tap out on double blue off of this, and we'll go and tap out on an additional Mountain. Let's go for Frantic Search. End up with a really explosive turn this turn. This is kind of what basically makes the deck a lot of fun. I love it. Get that Elemental going. We're going to get that nice power toughness bonus across the board. We're going to draw 2 cards and discard. Actually, yeah, we'll just go and get rid of I'm going to sequence this one. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Double Mountain at this point right now. We're going to get that untapped step. And let's go ahead and go for Magma Jet. That's going to be 2 damage. Actually, if we want to take care of them, I think we could do that. That it could also be 5 in the air to our opponent, puts them down to 14. We swing across. That's going to be another 5, puts them down to 9. Soulscar Mage. We'll definitely be able to kind of push past the Knight over there. How do we want to sequence this one? Does it have does not have lifelink? I'm trying to decide if we simply want to end up tapping out for sending this damage up top. Yeah, I think I like going for that. Let's go for Magma Jet, targeting our opponent. This can be 1-2. And we can also, with that scry off of Magma Jet, really kind of set it up to where hopefully we can push past on this one. All right, Pull from Tomorrow and then Island. Let's go ahead and put Island on the bottom. And then Pull from Tomorrow will definitely be another way for us to kind of draw into a few more cards. Is that exactly what we want? Yeah, that's going to be an instant or sorcery spell we can cast, so we'll go ahead and put that on top. I'm okay with that one. Let's go Lightning Bolt again. That'll give us an additional elemental token, and that will put them down to 14. All right, let's go and push in on this one. We've got Adele swinging in the air for 5. We've got a 7/8 Soulscar Mage, which is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. All right, let's go and push in on this one. That will be actually 12 coming across, putting those down to 12. So we'll probably end up seeing some blocks from our opponent, maybe on that Soulscar Mage. That will be a pretty good chunk of damage that they will be taking. Okay, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Yeah, we knock our opponent down to 9. That will be 9 total commander damage that we've dealt. And now, if they do decide to swing in with their knight or simply their commander, thanks to Young Pyromancer, we're able to get some extra value off of the spells that we were casting and get those elementals on the battlefield, so we're going to be able to chump block. It also kind of puts us in a spot where we might be able to kind of start to swing across. Now, with that card on top of our library, we can draw into at least 2 more cards if we want to. That will trigger the board and give us an additional card. So we might end up tapping out for 2. We'll have to discard one of them, but allowing us to kind of dig a little bit deeper is definitely allow us to kind of find some sort of answer. We do have a few spells that allow us to kind of give all of our creatures first strike or something like that, or to give them trample and to draw an additional card. Something like Warlord's Fury is really good that we run in here. That's kind of a good kind of crash through for the deck. And actually we do have crash through in here and stuff like Dynacharge. We're just really kind of looking to get these really cheap spells that really have a huge impact on the board. Okay, so our opponent's going to tap out for Utter End on Soulscar Mage. Yeah, that's fine. We still have Adele in the wind. In the wind. Well, I guess technically in the wind, it does have flying. We still have Adele that can swing across in the air, and we still have that Pull from Tomorrow. So we'll decide how deep we want to dig with that Pull from Tomorrow. We're looking at if we want to dig 3 cards into our library. Our opponent will be swinging in for 5. Do you want to chump block on this? We'll put us down to 22. It has no lifelink. Yeah, we can go take that hit at this point right now. I like leaving up an elemental token. I want to kind of basically complicate our opponent's decision for blocking next turn as much as possible. Okay, and then our opponent said it wasn't looking too good for them. And I said, hey, those wizards, they really enjoy that fire punch. So let's go ahead and go for Pull from Tomorrow. Yeah, I like that. Let's go to Mountains, tap out on Cascade Bluffs. It's going to be double blue. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And that way we can kind of get a fresh grip and at the same time end up pumping at least Adele off of this one. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Hopefully we can make the land drop too. All right, and we'll get another Young Pyromancer triggered token. They are. The wizards are very fast on this one. Okay, then we have to discard 1 card. Let's go and get rid of Reliquary Tower at this point. Let's go and get down Arid Mesa. And then we can go for Op, which will give us a little bit of extra commander damage. That's going to be, let's say we swing in with 3 elemental tokens. That's going to be 3 coming across. We'll probably see our opponent block on Young Pyromancers. That's going to be 2 elementals, 1, 2, and then 4. That'll be 6. Do we want to wait until next turn to kind of go for that? You know what? Let's do this. Let's just go and swing in with the Dell. That's going to knock them down to 6, and then next turn we can go for Opt, because we could put it up to 4, which would put them down to 5. But next turn, if we end up going for, because either way, if we swing in with our entire board state, they're going to basically be able to chump block on Young Pyromancer, one of our elemental tokens. We're looking at 1, 2, and then 6, which is going to put them down to 3. So that puts us on some sort of burn spell. It is a little bit risky to go for this, but I kind of like going for this one. It's a little bit more cautious, so I'll end up tapping out for this one. Yeah, lifelink would definitely help in a deck like this, but it also doesn't help that Adele is definitely one of those decks that just leaves it all on the kitchen table, trying to go as quickly as possible to kind of get that extra value. So now, one thing that we can do, it's always nice to get that additional prowess bonus from Adele, but since we have no wizards on the battlefield, what we'll probably end up doing is cracking Arid Mesa, going for Opt, and that way at least we just have another body on the battlefield that our opponent has to deal with. That's going to be one of the main things that we want to get going, and plus it allows us to kind of scry and see what we're going to set up on the top part of our library. Ooh, okay, so our opponent's going to have Uozama's Jitte, which is definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be able to deal combat damage to a player. Excuse me, not Uozuma's Jite's not going to be able to. Whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage, you're going to get 2 charge counters on there, and they can use that to kind of pick off some of the creatures. Let's see how we want to sequence this one. I think what we want to do is, if we end up going for Op, that'll give us that additional bonus, and that'll kind of force them to go for that. Yeah, before they connect with their commander. Yeah, let's go and do this. Let's go and crack Arid Mesa. I want to get that token onto the battlefield, and at the same time, I want to make sure that Adele has that additional power and toughness. So we're going to get down Steam Vents. We're going to pay 2 on this one. Put us down to 19. And then let's go and go for Opt. We'll see what we can kind of rip into off of this one. That'll give us an additional Young Pyromancer token. Is it Signet? Let's definitely go and put that on the bottom for right now. I'd like to draw a Videlican Aether Mage. Okay. And unfortunately, our opponent has no slivers over on that side of the battlefield. We could also go for Wizard Cycling if we want to, if we want to grab something with haste, so we can definitely do that. And our opponent swinging in for 5 puts us down to 14. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to come across on this one, and I'll put those 2 charge counters on Uozama Jite. Now, at this point right now, they only have 1 mana up. We also have Videlican Aether Mage. We'll see if we can't kind of grab something that does have haste. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I know Monastery Swift Spear would definitely be enough for us to kind of get that going. Let's see what we draw into, though. Draw to Think Twice, okay. And I think that will be just enough if we end up tapping out for that one. So let's go and do that. Let's go and tap out, and let's go and add that. Actually, either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to be that filtered mana. Let's go and go for Videlican Aether Mage on Wizard Cycling, which is always just a ton of fun. I love that. So we'll get that down, and then our opponent will also be able to, if they want to, they can go for Uozama's Jite, basically, and take care of a couple of the elementals, but we're going to try and push in as much damage as possible. And excuse me, I don't have Monastery Swift Spear in there. I thought we did have it in here at some point, or maybe, oh, excuse me, she's a monk. Never mind, she's not a wizard. All right, let's see what we're going to grab off this one instead then. And well, actually, excuse me, we can just grab the Lava Runner. That'll be another good wizard for us to grab. So we'll go and grab Lava Runner. Let's go in to add that filter mana. Let's go split it across the board off this one. Let's go and tap out on Lava Runner, because we definitely have instant or 2 or more instant or sorceries in our graveyard. And it's going to get that +1/+0, and we'll have haste coming across. So it's basically the same thing as Monastery Swift Spear. And at the same time, we'll still be able to go for that Think Twice to draw ourselves an additional card. Now, that does put our opponent in a spot where they have to go for that Jite, so we'll see how they want to sequence this one. But at least we're going to go and force the issue of them using Jite, because if this does resolve with that additional +1 bonus off for Adele, it's going to basically keep it out of the range of that Jite. Okay, so our opponent's going to go for an Uozama's Jite activation on Young Pyromancer. We're still going to get that elemental on the battlefield. That's going to be 5 coming across, and we still have Adele in the air too on this one. So, all right, John, we and Dragonauts on that one. I don't know, it just kind of caught me off guard, like I was going to say Nintendo Wii. Let's go and swing across through the entire board. We're going to have 5 elementals coming across. We have a 3/3 Lava Runner, and then also a 3/3 in the air. So we're looking at least 3. They block on 2 elemental tokens. That's going to be another 3 coming across, and I think we still should have it off this one. Yeah, that's going to be 4, and then 7 with the Dale. Definitely shout out to our opponent, Slow Player 1. Slow Player 1 has some amazing decks on this one. Always really enjoying seeing what they've got going on. All right, we're going to put our opponent down to -1. We close it out with Wizards versus Knights. But yeah, Slow Player 1, it's always a treat to get to play against him or her. And they always have some really fun decks. But yeah, this is pretty much exactly how you want an Adele deck to kind of play out. You want to get some good early value down. Stuff like Frantic Search is wonderful for the deck, because it basically gives you a free spell to kind of pump your entire board state. We are playing 1 versus 1 commanders, so stuff like Magma Jet and Lightning Bolt targeting our opponents definitely going to help us push our game plan. And you can see where if we didn't have a ton of wizards on the battlefield, simply going for something like Young Pyromancer to get a ton of extra value just kind of puts you into the spots where when you're getting ready to close it out late game, you just have so many creatures on the battlefield. It's hard for your opponent to do anything or to kind of get out from underneath the onslaught of just value that's coming out from underneath this deck. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.